Yo, what's up everybody, it's Victon here with my first Animate Guardian guide of the league. This guide is going to be for a more medium tier Animate Guardian. There are other ones out there for like lower tier Animate Guardians that are much cheaper than this. This isn't too expensive, like I said, it's going to be about a middle one, but it's going to give you a lot of extra damage and some extra defenses. I'm at that point right now in the league where I'm about to start doing my first Cyrus 8 kill, so I figured let's go ahead and spend a little bit of currency and get up the damage and get up the defense so we can go whack on Cyrus and have a good time. So with that, I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys what the setup is and kind of talk about it and why it's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So I think it's going to be pretty good for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. Do note though that I am going to also put the trade links for all of these items in the description of the video as well, so if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Make it a little bit easier for you guys so you can just go ahead and click those and go buy these if you do want them. Very good. So first and foremost, we are going to be using a Kingmaker, so we always use Kingmaker in our Animate Guardians just because it is so crazy very good. Just its damage and its defenses. Now, one thing I do want to mention to you guys though is don't ever buy a Kingmaker, right? We want to create it ourselves, and it's much cheaper that way. So in order to do that, you're going to buy a Soul Taker. I bought this for 35 chaos. And then you're going to buy a Heartbreaker. I bought this for 1 chaos, so 36 chaos total. And then you're going to have to get a Orb of Fusing. I'll just go ahead and show you how to do it. It's a vendor recipe. So you go sell, you do your Soul Taker, your Orb of Fusing, and a Heartbreaker. And there you go. It makes a Kingmaker. Do note that you cannot have these be corrupted. They need to be non-corrupted items or it won't work. Perfect, so you're going to do that, and there is our Kingmaker. So let's go over Kingmaker real quick. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before, so we won't spend too much, but there has been a little bit of changes on it with this league. So first and foremost, nearby allies have Culling Strike, so that's basically a 10% more multiplier damage buff to us. So very, very good on that. So basically when they reach, what is it, 10 or 20%? I don't think it's, yeah, it says, so when they reach 10% of their life, it just instantly kills them. So it's basically a 10% more multiplier. Super solid on that. Nearby allies have 50% just critical strike multiplier. Also very good, especially for the build that we're running here because we are doing Assassin's Mark. So it's giving them a little bit extra crit chance. So pretty good on that. And we do have Host Chieftain, so they're going to have power chargers as well. So it just helps with that critical strike multiplier. It gives quite a bit of damage. Also, nearby allies, this is the one that has changed, have plus 10 to fortification. So what does that mean? Basically, we used to have fortify with Kingmaker just in general, right? And that gave us a damage taken, I guess not buff, debuff. I don't know how you want to say it, but right. So we took less damage with it, right? But now fortify has changed a little bit, and I think it's from 0 to 20, and you get like stacks, right? So 0 to 20 stacks of fortify. And at 20% or at 20 stacks, you get 20% damage reduction. Now, this has been changed to where we're not getting that full 20%. We are now getting 10, which is equal to 10% damage reduction. So still fantastic, right? So we're taking 10% less damage. Still a very, very good item here. Now, one thing that is definitely going to change, we used to do the Mask of the Stitch Demon helmet, and then we did a body armor. We could do a couple different things with the body armor, like we used to do nearby enemies are blinded. You could do maybe like an extra curse on there, a couple different things, but we're going to do something a little bit different here, and we're going to go for a little bit more damage and defense for our Animate Guardian here, okay? So we're going to go with this chest right here. It's called the Doppelgangers, guys. Let's check the price real quick on these. 60 chaos. I actually got a really good roll on this. The roll that you're looking for, it's not like a huge deal, but if you can get a higher one, it's definitely solid, is that less physical and chaos damage taken while sane. And I'll go over the whole sane thing here in a second. But so basically our Animate Guardian is taking 24% or up to 25% less physical and chaos damage, period, flat. Super good, super good there. And also regenerate 10% of life over 1 second when hit while sane. So he's going to be regening a ton of life all the time, right? So it's kind of the same thing as the Mask of the Stitch Demon with the regenerating life. It's not exactly like we sometimes could get up to notification there, sorry about that. We sometimes could get up to 20% life regen per second with like a crazy Animate Guardian setup. So it's only 10%, but that's more than enough for him to stay alive. And on top of that, we're getting that physical damage and chaos damage less taken, which is just really, really good. And that also is going to allow us to use a helmet slot, which we were not able to do before because we had to do that Mask of the Stitch Demon. It's going to be about the same price actually as like the other version that we used to do. Like I said, this is about 60 chaos right here, right? So the price isn't too much of a difference. It's really just kind of, it's a different setup, which is going to allow us to do the helmet, which is going to give us some extra damage, which I'll show you here in a second. But just so you guys know, this whole sane and insane thing, basically the Animate Guardian is going to stay sane the entire time. He's never going to go to insane, right? So he's always going to be sane and take that less physical damage taken and chaos, and also regen the life. That's where it's really solid for an Animate Guardian. So again, that allows us to get a helmet, which is new to this setup. And the reason that it is very good for this setup is because we can have that nearby enemies take 9% increased physical damage. So that's another multiplier. So another 9% physical damage multiplier. If you really wanted to be crazy, you could elevate this and you could get it up to 12% physical damage taken multiplier. Obviously, that is expensive. You don't have to do that. I think I bought this for 25 chaos. So it'll be about total between these two items, you're looking at 85 chaos, something like that. And then, like I said, I purchased this for 36 chaos total. Let's actually see how much this costs, and we'll see how much you guys save. So you save about 4 or 5 chaos, right? Nothing crazy, but might as well save some chaos, right? Goes for 40, and we spent 35, right? Easy peasy. Now for your gloves, we are going to go with vulnerability on hit for this specific build because we are a physical damage build. If you are doing something different, like if you're doing cold conversion or whatever than that, like you would do frostbite on hit. Let me see if I can mute that. Sorry about that, guys. And mute it. Very good. So you could do like frostbite on hit, not frostbite, you could do elemental weakness on hit, something like that. But for us, we're physical damage, so we're doing vulnerability on hit, and try and get one that has the highest increased effect on there as well. I spent, I think, 4 chaos on this, so super cheap for these. And it doesn't matter what the gloves are at all. You only want the curse enemies with vulnerability on hit. So literally you could get any pair of gloves, just get the cheapest one with the highest percent increase effect. Now for our boots, we do need, you can apply an additional curse on here, so we do need wind screams. And that is so that our curse for the vulnerability on hit actually works with us. If we do not have these boots, that curse will not work. It will apply over our Assassin's Mark, which we do not want to have happen, right? Absolutely not. And these are super cheap as well. These are like 1 chaos, right? So what total we're looking at here, let's do some math. So you guys can kind of know what you're about to spend here. So 35 for the Kingmaker, right? And then we paid 60 for the Doppelganger. Now I'm concerned though that the Doppelganger might go up in price, me releasing this video, so I guess we'll just have to see on that. There's not many out there right now because not a lot of it comes from Maven fight, so there's probably not that many out there people doing Maven. Price might go up. If it does, it's probably absolutely still worth it because you're getting that 9% more physical damage multiplier and your AG will just never die, so it is still probably worth it, but that's just something to consider. So let's keep going on the price. Then I paid 25 for the helmet, I paid 4 for the gloves, and I paid 1 for the boots there. So we're looking at 125 chaos total. So that's what, 1.5 exalts. So this guy right here is about 1.5 exalts, and it's giving us 19% more damage multiplier, and it's giving us a vulnerability on hit. So overall, that is absolutely worth 1.5 exalts. 19% more damage. That's basically a whole nother gem, right? And then also the vulnerability on hit. So pretty solid, guys. Pretty solid for 1.5x. Not too bad at all. And then for the newer folks out there, let's just go ahead and show you guys like actually how to summon this, and then we will wrap it up from there. But easy peasy how to summon this, guys. You just go to any of the like acts. That's not what I wanted to do. I always go to desecrated chambers for no reason at all. But you're gonna throw it all on the ground. Make sure you have like a filter that act doesn't turn all this stuff off. And then we're just gonna do no filter. And you're gonna chunk it all in the ground. Chunk, 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 and chunk. And then you just click it and you summon your Animate Guardian. And it's interesting. So you can actually see how much HP your Animate Guardian has. It's that last line there. See, minions have 50,000 maximum life. That's actually not too much. I'm used to having way more than that. Once you get your 2 cold iron points, like drop this for your 2nd cold iron point, he's gonna go up even more. Like, let's see, he's a level 28 right now, gem, because I have a level 21 gem. getting the second one will make him go up to what, a 31 level, so he's going to get even more life than that. But I also have a pretty bad helmet, right? So I have +2 to level of gems, which is nice, but ideally you also want on here the minion life too, right? So if you got the minion life on there, that's what I'm missing, and he would probably be closer to, I don't know, 90,000 life right now. But even at 50,000, he's going to be just fine for the content I'm doing. So totally fine. Nothing is going to kill him. And then you just summon it, right? So you just go blop, 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 and blop. There we go. Very easy. And we just gained 19% more damage and vulnerability on hit, as well as we take 10% less damage. Pretty solid for 1.5x. But yeah, that's all I got on this one, guys. We are going to make a end game, I guess, kind of min-maxed Animate Guardian once I get a little bit more currency. And that's going to be doing mega damage. It's going to be doing way more than the 20% more damage that we have here. But that is to be determined, and that video will of course come out. But until then, you guys can use this. I mean, I guess one last thing that I could say is if you guys can't afford the Doppelganger, if the price goes up for some reason, you guys can of course use the old Mask of the Stitch Demon helmet, which goes for, I think it's like 30 to 40 chaos right now, so not too bad. And you can do a body armor. Just make sure it has an open prefix, and then you want to craft on there it's like 8 to 10% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield. You have to do that. You have to do that craft in order for it to work with the Mask of the Stitch Demon. And if you do that, then it will be regenerating a ton of life per second, and will also not die. So that's kind of the a little bit cheaper version. That setup will probably cost you about 60 chaos, whereas the one that I just did cost me 85 chaos. So not too bad. It just kind of depends on if the price changes, but I at least wanted to mention that to you guys. Of course, if you guys have questions, let me know in the comment section. I am going to be releasing my in-game Stone Golem build. That is going to be coming out here pretty soon, so if you're interested in that, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Hit that follow button, all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you guys.